to Conchitina and the 4 children. So, my dear friend, Ben Veloso, happy trip. Victor Sanchez gets Tanduay Ram going.
Well, yes, they are using 2 very tall forwards here in the persons of Sanchez and Lazaro. Francois Weiss playing as an off guard with Frankie Lim as the point guard for Tanduay.
That is Saldaña low posting on the matchup. It is Victor Sanchez keeping an eye on Rod Pasco. Melton is covering Jack Dorsey. He turns around, and we have a tip-in. No basket, but Jack Dorsey keeping it alive for Gilbeys Gin Tonics, and Melton wins out. Outlet pass quickly to Sanchez. He will go.
Yes, he's one of the best receivers, has 4 points quickly in this ball game. By the way, Bill, what do you think of Dorsey as an import, as the taller import for the Gilbeys Gin Tonics?
I think Dorsey is one of the better imports in this conference, Andy. You can see he's a good shot. He's a good rebounder, even if he's only 6'7".
Yeah.
You can see his body is almost like Francois Weiss, you know. So Dorsey is a big difference in the Gilbeys team.
But many people say, like, if he went up against an Andy Fields, you know, it would really be trouble for him, because, like, even against Robinson, he had some difficulty shooting over these people who are much taller than he is.
Well, that also depends again on the play, Andy, because you see, Dorsey has a very effective hook shot, if you notice. Most of his shots are actually hook shots, which means he can shoot over a 6'10" or even a 7-footer. Now, the guy, after all, is an NBA veteran, and he's used to playing against tall players.
Could have been a great execution coming from Frankie Lim, but it hit the inside part of the bracket. It is the first foul call against Joseph Herrera, and referring to Jack Dorsey, when these 2 squads played for the first time, well, Jack Dorsey had 51 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had no errors.
And he just came in from the States that day, about 2-3 days only in the Philippines when he played that first game. Now, that was the very first game for these 2 squads in the 1983 Open.
Well, Francois Weiss is another factor here for Tanduay Ram. He continues to shine, and based on the first meeting of last August 28th, had a triple-double, 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists.
There's a good offensive rebound by Dorsey, just like you were mentioning, Bill. You know.
He got that rebound, and then he hooked it.
How about this George Melton?
Well, Melton also has his advantage because he is taller, and on the record you can see that he's got a very good shooting percentage.
That's true. He was one of the top shooters in the NCAA Division 1982, second division, however.
Both teams are carrying a 5-7 slate, and the winner will gain at least a tie for one of the quarterfinal slots, while the loser will have to win in its last match. That'll be October 27th to stay in contention.
Toyota will play against the Tanduay Ram Makers, and the Gilbeys Gin Tonics will have to go up against the San Miguel Beermen on the 27th. Supposed to be the last day of competitions in the eliminations, and let's not discount any possible playoffs.
Time in this first quarter, 8:56. It's a 4-point game being enjoyed by Tanduay Ram. It is 8-4. Here comes Frankie Lim. Rod Pasco keeping an eye on him. Lazaro, he'll have to give it out because he'll move to his favorite spot. He's got to go a little bit lower. He's beginning to inch, and Melton goes to low post.
If you notice, Tanduay, the last 4 minutes they've been running. They're forcing the imports of the Gilbeys Gin Tonics to run with them. Now, if they cannot get a fast break, then they set it up.
So far, this is the biggest lead of Tanduay Ram. It is 10-4, over and out. 6 points. It's a 6-point game. 8-20.
No, by the way, Bill, we never asked you who you think is going to win this ball game.
At this point, even if Tanduay is leading, I really can't predict, Andy. It's anybody's ball game. Believe me, these 2 teams are good teams. Import for import, they're about equal. Local for local, they're also about equal. So even in their team standings, they're equal. So
you think it's going to be very close, huh?
Yes, as Baby the Lupan would say, the breaks of the game, you know. And look, there, you see how Tanduay is fighting. There's Francois Weiss with that offensive rebound. My God, they're really out for the kill, you know.
Well, speaking of rebounds, Fran Weiss already has 4 rebounds. It's 3-1. Melton has 1. Here is Joseph Herrera bouncing it to Lou.
Well, that was a good break there for the Gilbeys Gin Tonics. Tanduay ready to go into the fast break. There was a good steal. It was a 3-on-1 situation. Perfect.
Time is 7:30. By the way, Coach Tito Eduque invites you to come to Continental Camayan. Go to the second floor. You can eat with forks and spoons. It is the second floor of the original Camayan restaurant along Pasay Road, Makati.
That's right. Give it a visit there. You can see that the two tall imports, the two shorter imports of both squads are playing us on off guard. There's a foul by Joseph Herrera plus a hit from George Melton.
You know, Melton is such a tough player. He felt the nudge already from Joseph Herrera. He still went up vertical straight. I think nothing jars Melton unless his earring falls.
Melton with 4 points. Make that 5 Pingoy getting better every time.
Now looking over the imports of Gilbeys Gin Tonics, Dorsey has recorded already 4 points to his credit. There was a hit from Massey and a bounce pass, and we have a turnover.
Forced turnover. You can see Tanduay applying the full court pressure there. Frankie Lim doing that against Joseph Herrera. A 9-point lead in favor of the Tanduay Ram makers.
Victor Sanchez swinging over to the baseline, going to the left side.
Yes.
And, we have the visibility of Melton very clear, Andy.
Dorsey's going to need some help from the locals. They must double team against Melton there.
A spin from Massey and powering inside. Looking over at Bill Warren, I still cannot associate Bill sitting here in this chair. I always think of him as on top of a horse.
Well, Pingoy, polo season doesn't start till January. And at about that time, of course, there's no more basketball games here in the PBA. And by the time the PBA starts, then the polo season is just about over. So
about the second week of March. Huh?
I tell you, it's a lot of people are just like me. We are ball game lovers or athlete lovers or whatever. We really enjoy these competitions.
Good straight inside from Terry Saldaña. Quick pass now to Milton. It's a 7-point game being enjoyed by Tanduay Ram. At the side, Sanchez becomes tentative.
The entry of General really speeded up the game of the Gilbeys Gin Tonics. Huh? They're coming back right now, but there's an outside shot missed by Lou Massey.
Melton gets tagged by Rod Pasco. Last line of defense. That's gotta hurt, he says.
Foul, Pasco.
The second personal foul call against Rod Pasco just brought Gilbeys Gin to their 15th foul. We have a timeout. We'll be right back.
Okay, Bill. Very nice.
Andy, going back to that Thursday game wherein you experienced 3 overtimes, and you referred to that happening 1976. If you recall, that was also the year that Mike Bilbao, I think also in that particular game, that he had his debut.
That's right, with the Tanduay Ram makers. But that game was also against the Noritake team, no? That's a 7-point lead enjoyed by the Tanduay, and you can see Frankie Lim posting himself up, trying to take advantage of the little height of Willie General, but an offensive foul called against him.
You know, somehow, Andy, I think that there was a little history in that particular move of Frankie Lim, because this was the one-on-one finalist.
Both of them are not in the contention right now, and the championship is being contested by Joseph Herrera and Eddie Mendoza of the Great Taste Coffee Makers.
General really having tremendous footwork. 6 on the shot clock. Massey knows it.
Well, he's one guy that can really take the shot off balance, you know. Another guy is Donnie Ray Coons, comes in for those squeakers, those curling moves there.
5:10 to go, first quarter of play. Here's Victor Sanchez letting go. Being kept alive by Wise tap, but going now to General. Quickly to Massey. Frankie Lim over there. He goes through, and Frankie Lim tags Massey, but he was moving and he couldn't apply the brake, so we have a collision.
That's right. No 2 charities will be given to Lou Massey in that play. Take a look at that on our San Miguel Beer slow-mo. There's the foul, and Massey continues to dribble before banging in against Big Sanchez under the basket. Already a dead ball situation at that point. No?
One tough guy to another. Certainly you don't want to meet them in a dark corner.
Lim with 2 personal fouls right now is being relieved by Miguel Bilbao.
The second personal foul called against Frankie Lim just brought Tanduay Ram to their 4th team foul. We have just under 5 minutes. Bilbao quickly now to Victor Sanchez. Here's Lazaro. Oh, he can shoot inside effectively.
That's right, you know. He has very long arms, and that's the reason why he can maneuver himself there. Taking it from about 14 feet, making it.
Well, Lazaro, the first time that they met, August 28th, had 34 big points, pulling down 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and limiting himself to only 2 passing errors.
That's that guy there on the screen, the coach of the Gilbeys Gin Tonics. Valenzuela was the coach of Lazaro all throughout his college days and his amateur days. No?
Well, going back to Gilbeys Gins, they only have 3 scorers. Their imports 6 apiece, and 1 contribution from Terry Saldaña. While for Tanduay Run, there are 4 players scoring 7 points, top scored by Melton, 4 from Wise, Sanchez, and Lazaro.
Only 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Lazaro throwing it out from the outside. There's going to be a loose ball foul on Vic Sanchez.
Body contact called against him. That is his first personal. So both squads now are in 5 team fouls. It is a 5-point game being enjoyed by Tanduay Rum. Under 4 minutes, first quarter. Bilbao taking Generalao, and immediately gives him the body check, and because of that hit the foot of Generalao. We have a turnover,
and we have a substitution for Tanduay. Sanchez is now being replaced by JB Yango. By the way, Bill, who do you think is going to win this? Oh, I mean the whole series, the
whole series. Well, historically, remember last year when Great Taste, at the time playing under the name of N. Rich, was leading in the eliminations. In fact, they gained an outright berth.
But they didn't.
Only to collapse in the semifinals and in the finals. So at this point, even if they are the favored team, and then of course you have Crispa also, who is gunning for the Grand Slam 3 as the other favored team. I will never discount any one of these teams, even the teams that barely make it into the quarterfinals. As you can see, Andy, they're all playing now, and the imports are improved, the locals have improved, and perhaps this long layoff of 2 weeks with the ones that qualify outright could even work to their disadvantage.
Well, Andy, if there's one fan that knows, it's got to be Bill Warren, because together with you, whenever there's an overtime, he's right there in his favorite chair, and he's got his blue cap on top of his head.
That's right.
It is a 3-point game right now, and Gilbeys Gin Tonics paying attention to defense, but they did not make the basket in the last fast break play. It's 21-18. Time is 2:20. And Yango just checked in a little while ago, getting his first personal foul. Incidentally, time is 2:21. We have a timeout being asked by Turing Valenzuela. We'll be right back.
Really never allowed. They're forced into an offensive foul by the leech-like guarding of Mike Bilbao. The overall court hustle.
By the way, Andy, you and Joe Cantada on your screens, the coaching staff of Gilbeys Gin Tonics, you'll be having a great coverage on Tuesday in the Shakey's 1-on-1 tournament.
The first is the semifinal round battle between Arnie Tuadles and Abby King of the Toyota Super Corollas in the Unlimited Height Division, to be aired after the live telecast of the Great Taste Winston game. If Abby King wins that match, he will be in the finals automatically, and will wait for a knockout match between Tuadles and Fernandez. And the second 1-on-1 between Joseph Herrera and Mendoza. Joseph can win it outright, to be aired after the halftime of the delayed telecast of the Crispa Gallery game.
While Melton of Tanduay Rama scored 9 points, top scoring now from both squads is Jack Dorsey of Gilbeys Gin Tonics. He's got 10 points, pulling down 6 rebounds, 4 and 2. Time is 1:27. Wise scoring his 6th point.
That's a 3-point lead right now for Tanduay, and Gilbeys Gin Tonics coming on very strongly in the last few minutes of the first quarter. Down by 11 at one point, but now just down by 3.
And Fran Wise pulling down his 6th rebound of 5 and 1, playing with 1 personal foul. Here is Bilbao, gets a pick.
Goes to Abed Gutierrez there, in and out of a glass, but JB Yango for the follow-up shot.
Well, JB Yango showing his tipping talents, because Milton did the same thing. It was a little bit too hard.
That's right.
It's a 5-point game being enjoyed by Tanduay Rum. Wise on Dorsey, great matchup there. Of course, he looks at the referee saying, I felt a sting. Here is Wise. He'll bring it in.
That's going to be that foul by Terry Saldaña, never giving up, suspending himself there, both of the players. There was that contact by Terry Saldaña. 2 free throws for Francois. Let's take a look at that on our slow motion. You can see there Saldaña suspending himself as Wise pumped for the shot.
Good footwork, good balance by Wise. And normally when you get banged like that by Terry Saldaña, you'll be taking a plunge. But look at the power and strength of Wise.
Only 28.6 seconds left. We have Watson now coming into the ball game for Rod Pasco.
Well, Tanduay Ram certainly waking up. They enjoyed that victory over San Miguel Beer when they won 108-97 last October 16th, snapping out of their 6-game losing slump.
That's right. Oh, Mike Bilbao there again, taking the ball away from Lou Massey.
What a heady player. Going now to Wise.
Wise scoring 6 straight points for the team, and that 1-point lead is back to 9 points right now.
29-20. We have 9 seconds to go.
Massey taking it to the hoop this time.
Massey is scoring his 8th point. Yango. So at the end of the first quarter, it is 29 for Tanduay Ram and 22